Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Substratum Showcase. Now, since this is the first video of the series, I thought it would only be fitting to make a video on how to use Substratum in the first place. This is going to be a detailed video, so grab your cup of coffee and let's get started. To begin using Substratum, you must meet some requirements. Firstly, the Android version on your device should be 7.0 or greater. This means that Android Nougat, Android Oreo, and the latest Android Pie all are supported. Second, Substratum only supports a limited number of ROMs right now, so you should be running one of them. The ROMs supported by Substratum right now include stock Android, OnePlus's Oxygen OS, Samsung's Experience UI and One UI, and lastly, ROMs based on OSP or those close to stock Android are also supported. Those which are not supported include Xiaomi's MIUI, Oppo's Color OS, Vivo's Fun Touch OS, Meizu's Flime OS, and LG's UX. Depending on the ROM your device is running, you may or may not require root access. Okay, now I get that this is getting a bit complex, but I want you to stick with me. All this might look tedious at first, but I promise you that you will understand everything soon. So coming back, we were talking about the requirement of root access. You can clearly make out from this table whether you would be requiring root access. If not, then congratulations, you don't have to root your phone, but you will have to undertake some additional steps. I will talk about those additional steps in a second. For those of you who would require root access, you will have to root your phone, or else you can use a custom ROM that supports Substratum. Custom ROMs can be a pain in the ass at times, so I would suggest rooting your phone instead. That way you remain on the ROM that came with your phone, and there won't be any other issues to deal with. Now for rooting your phone, rooting is an entire process in itself. But if you want to learn how to root your device, then just go to Google, type in the model of your phone and the keyword root alongside it. So say I can type in Redmi Note 3 root, and I get over 1 million results for that. What I would personally do here is that I would open up the first video result, see the number of likes versus dislikes, check the first few comments, and that will give you an idea about the reliability of the video. If the video isn't reliable enough, just go back, go to the next video result and check that out. Also, you can check out if you are more of a guy who likes to read stuff rather than watch stuff, then you can check out the XDA forums for your device, xdadevelopers.com. that is another reliable source. What you can do is just type in Redmi Note 3 root XDA, and then as you can see, you can come across numerous guides and tutorials which will guide you on how to root your phone. And in case you run into any issues, then you can simply sign up for the account on these forums, and you can ask the other fellow people for help, and most likely someone will get back to you and they will help you in sorting out your issue. Once you meet up with the requirements, download the Substratum application from the link in the description. I have already installed Substratum, so I will quickly complete the setup process and grant it the requisite permissions. Now, if you are using a supported ROM and you haven't rooted your device, then after completing the setup process, you might get a prompt up for installing an additional application. This can be either Andromeda or Substratum. Both Andromeda and Substratum are paid add-ons for Substratum. Substratum is for Samsung's Experience UI based on Android Nougat, and Andromeda is for all the non-rooted supported Oreo ROMs. The last part that I said, non-rooted supported Oreo ROMs, I hope that's clear. Basically, I am referring to non-rooted stock Android Oreo, or Oxygen OS based on Android Oreo, or Samsung's Experience UI based on Oreo, and all that. I guess that's pretty clear, right? I will also give you a brief overview of how Andromeda works. Substratum uses something known as Overlay Manager Service to work, and we acronym that to as OMS. So Substratum uses OMS to work. Now, Android Oreo comes with the OMS out of the box. The support for OMS is built into Oreo, but for an app to access OMS, it needs to have elevated permissions, and that's where Andromeda steps in. It allows you to elevate permissions for Substratum using your PC. By default, Substratum doesn't have those elevated permissions. If you have root access, then Substratum gains those elevated permissions automatically. But if your phone is not rooted, then you will have to use your PC, and in particular you will have to use Andromeda, and using that you will be able to grant those exclusive elevated permissions to Substratum. So I hope now you have an idea of how Andromeda works. This understanding will help later on when we will touch upon layers. Now let's get back to the Substratum application. I am using Substratum on Android Pie based Lineage OS. Lineage OS is an AOSP based ROM, so according to our table, it is a compatible Substratum but with root access. So I have already rooted my device, and the moment I complete the setup wizard, I get a pop-up requesting root access. I will grant root access to Substratum, and it's now asking me to reboot the phone. So I'll do that, and then I'll get back. Okay, now we get this message: no themes found. Please install a compatible theme. Now Substratum is a standalone application, and you will have to install the themes separately from the Google Play Store, and you can just type in Substratum themes on the Play Store, or the other way you can get themes is by tapping on this shop icon. I think that's what you'll call it. When you tap on this icon, you will come across you will get a list of all the themes, and these themes are separated into different categories. So we have got featured themes here. Every once in a while Substratum will the Substratum team will feature one theme in here, and then you can browse through all the other sections. But the major ones that I want to draw your attention to are these four sections. So there is clear themes, dark themes, light themes, and Samsung. So clear themes, as the name suggests, I think you might have made this out. These are basically the themes that will have a transparent background to them. I have actually purchased transparent, so I will just quickly go ahead to the Play Store and install this one. So another thing that I want to tell you is that Substratum themes are compatible with the different Android versions. So I have already told you that the foremost requirement that you have to meet is that you must be running Nougat, Oreo, or Pie, and you must also have a compatible Substratum ROM, and that includes Oxygen OS, stock Android, and all that. So whenever you are going about purchasing a theme, the first thing that you have to do is read the Play Store description of it thoroughly. So now you can see that it says in the title, transparent Pi/Oreo/Oxygen. Now Oxygen is just the shortened version of Oxygen OS. So when you are going to purchase a theme, you first have to make sure that it is going to be compatible with your device, and how you are going to do that is by going through the description of the theme. So I'll just go through the description of the theme to just make you understand on how you can go about buying the theme. So it reads: the best and most customizable transparent theme for Substratum, and then it says this theme supports Android Pie AOSP, stock ROM and custom ROMs, Android Oreo AOSP 8.0 and 8.1 stock ROM and custom ROMs. Andromeda is required if unrooted, and I have already told you about Andromeda. Then Oxygen OS Oreo 1+3, 3T, 5 and 5T. Andromeda is required. Android Nougat AOSP custom ROMs. Other versions, for example Substratum, are not officially supported, so try at your own risk. So only buy a theme only and only if you meet the requirements that are mentioned in the theme. And I'll go through another theme. So quickly I'll just go to AOSP UI and I'll just search for it, and I have also purchased these three themes. So I'll just quickly go ahead and show you that. And now you can see that it once again it says in the title, Substratum theme black AOSP UI plus Pi, Samsung, One UI. So it's giving you an idea on what all is supported. But so what we can get a hint from the title that this theme is compatible with the Android Pie. Samsung's Experience UI is also supported, and One UI. One UI, if you don't know, then that was just recently released by Samsung. It is Samsung's modified, or you can call it as Samsung's new Android version. For in fact, that is an Android skin. So basically you can consider that as Samsung's own take of Android. So that's based on Android Pie, and that is supported by this Substratum theme. Okay, now I will just quickly go into the theme requirements, and you can see here it says it right directly in the first line: compatible from 7.0 to 9 for AOSP, Google, Samsung and OnePlus systems. And if you go down, then you can also see this detailed section. It says that the theme supports the following systems: AOSP/custom/Google ROMs from Nougat up to Pi, and then Oxygen OS, Nougat and Oreo, plus Pi without settings and some details, Samsung Nougat, Oreo and Pi. And there in the bracket it says that Pi is One UI. One U for in Samsung's Experience UI is based on either Nougat or Oreo, and Samsung's Pi user interface is known as One UI. So it says that on Samsung Nougat, notifications can't be made dark. So I will just be covering on how you can apply a Substratum theme. But the first thing that you have to understand is that if you are going to go about buying a Substratum theme, then you must know that how whether or not you meet the requirements. So I hope that's it's clear now. But in case you do buy a theme by mistake, and if you end up finding it up after the purchase that you bought a theme that is not compatible with your system, then most developers are happy to give you a refund or maybe a promo code. So just keep that in mind, that if you buy a theme by mistake, then you must contact the developer and not just give them a bad rating that I bought your theme and it's not compatible. It's not the mistake of the developer that you bought a theme that is not compatible. So make sure that you read everything that is mentioned in the Play Store description, and only then go about buying a theme. There are a lot of free themes available on the Play Store as well, so you can search from them. If you just want to search for any Substratum theme, just type in Substratum theme, hit the search button, and then you will be able to have a look at all the Substratum themes that are there. But once again, just go through the Play Store description, and then you will get an idea whether the theme is compatible with your Android version and the Android ROM that you are running. Next, I have already told you you can there are themes are okay. So I was telling you about Clear themes. In fact, I think a Clear theme has been installed. Okay, I think I forgot to tap on install. Yeah, so it's now installing. This is a paid theme, by the way. So I'll just be covering this up, and then there are all sorts of paid themes that are available. And then if you want to browse for dark themes, then you can do that. There is an entire list of dark themes that are available on the Play Store, and when you tap on any theme, it will directly take you to its Play Store listing. Loan for subs, this is also another paid theme, and you can just go through each and every. There are a lot of themes available on the Play Store. If you tap on any theme, it will directly take you to its Play Store listing. So a lot of categories are there. You can just browse through all of them and pick any theme that you like. Alright, so I will just go ahead for the timing. I think One UI is installed. The transparent theme is installing right now. I will install a couple of some more Substratum themes, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I just installed about, I think these are 6 themes, and whenever you will install a Substratum theme, you will get a notification from the Substratum app telling you whether the theme has been installed successfully or not. So you will have installed 6 themes right now, and I think I will firstly show you. There are different sections in the app. Themes is there, manager is there, priorities, profiles, settings. I'll be showing you what each and every section is about. So firstly, let's start by I will firstly show you on how to apply a theme, and when I will be showing you the process of applying a theme, then I will be covering up the different sections. I will explain you what each and every section does alongside that. So my favorite theme is Flux, so I'll start by that. And the moment I tap on it, you can see that this is basically a list of instructions on how you have to go about applying the theme. So first it says select your Android version from the top of the overlay list. Okay, so I will keep coming back to this list. So I'll just tap on launch first, and here we go. So firstly, we have got 3 sections in here. First, you can see the name of the theme, and then you have these 3 sections: overlays, boot animations, and wallpapers. Now what the overlays are, I have already told you that Substratum uses Android's overlay manager service. So overlays are nothing but you can consider these as the agents that apply the theme. It is the overlays that will change the background color of an app or change the accent color of an app. I will be telling what the accent color is, but it is the overlays that help in modifying the colors of an application, or they are the agents that theme an app. Okay, I think that's clear. So first, what you have to do is select the Android version. From this drop down, you can see that important, and there is a disclaimer sign next to that: important, select your Android version. So Android Nougat, Android Oreo, Android Pie, Oxygen OS Oreo, Oxygen OS Pie, and Samsung Oreo. So these are the Android versions that Flux supports. I am currently using Android Pie, so I'll select that. And so the first thing, if you remember that first instruction, that was to select the Android version. Select your Android version from the top of the overlay list. Next, it says restart your phone after applying the overlays. Okay, so first we have to apply the overlays. I will tap on launch, and the Android version is already selected. Okay, I'll just go back and pick that to set that to default. Okay, so what you have to do now is select the overlays. We have to select the overlays that we have to apply. Now this all might look complicated and all. You are getting Android system, and then there are all these color combinations. I'll be explaining you everything one by one. All right, so if you have to apply an overlay, then if you have to theme an app, then you have to generate an overlay for that. If you have to theme any app, then a separate overlay will be generated for every app. So say if I want to theme the calendar application, then I will have to generate an overlay for that, and I can do that by hitting this check mark next to the name of the app. So if I have to theme the clock, then I will click on clock. If I have to theme digital well-being, then I have to tap on that. If I want to theme the email application, then I have to click on the check mark next to it, and so on and so forth. By default, most of the times what you will end up doing is you will just end up hitting this check mark icon, and you will want to theme each and every application that the theme supports. Anyway, now let's get to what Android system is. What are all these color options for? Now you can see that we have got a different set of options. This is default accent is blue, and then we have a default notification text accent, and then we have got default system background is dark. Alright, so firstly I will explain you what an accent color is, what notification text is. I think notification text is basically clear. That option will set the color of the notification text. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Now what is an accent color? The best explanation that I can give you for that is that when I scroll down into the quick settings panel, right now you can see that the color of the icons that are activated in here, the color of the quick setting toggles that are activated, that is green, and the rest of the background of the quick setting panel is black. So green is the accent color, and black is the color of is the background color. And I'll go to settings, and Lineage OS provides you with this option of styles, which allows you to understand what an accent color is and what a background color is. I think you obviously know what a background color is. So currently the accent color has been set to as forest. I'll now pick a different accent color, say that I choose banana, and there you can see that the accent color is now banana. So I think you now get an idea on what an accent color is. It's basically a primary color that complements the background color. So when I change, I can just show you one more option. When I apply tomato, you can see that the accent color has been changed to tomato. you can just ignore this pop-up. Basically, and by the way, if you are going to be using a custom ROM, I'm currently running a custom ROM known as Lineage OS. If you are using a custom ROM, if you are familiar with what custom ROMs are, then don't use the styles option and Substratum simultaneously. Just pick one so that the other doesn't interfere with what you are using. So you don't want styles to be interfering with the Substratum, and you don't want Substratum to be interfering with styles. So just pick one and use that. I would personally recommend you to Substratum, because that not only allows you to theme the system UI, but also themes the applications, and styles that only themes the system UI. So I will open up Flux once again, and now you can see that the second option was restart your phone after applying the overlays. So I'll tap on launch, and the Android version is already selected. Now you can simply just choose the accent color that you want. Now you have an idea on what the accent color is, and now when you hit that drop down, you get a number of options to choose from for the accent color. So say just for this video, I will let's say I will pick I think yeah, let's choose orange, and the default notification text, you can set that to as default, or you can have a black notification text, stock notification text, WhatsApp notification text. There is a fix. I think probably the theme might mess up with the notification text color of WhatsApp, so that's why they have provided this fix option. Or you want a white notification text. So I think I will just stick to the default option, and let's see what it does, how it applies that. Then you can select a default system background. So I will pick the background color. There are a number of options. I personally want to have a black background, so I'll just pick that. And options below, music notification fix, and just note that this is for Oreo only. All other devices 8.1 only, Oxygen OS Oreo only, Samsung Oreo only. So this option is for Oreo based ROMs only, so I won't be messing that up. If you are running Android Oreo, then you can select Oxygen OS or Samsung if you are using that, or for all other Android 8.1 devices you can select this. But I'll just let this option be as is, because I'm running Android Pie. Then so I'll check mark this, I'll check mark this, I'll check this, this, then we have got a new option if you want the default accent color. And by the way, the default, what we mean by the default accent color is we are referring to the accent color that you have selected here. So this is the default accent color, and I'll go down, Google Play Store, Play Services, text to speech, and Magisk Manager. And another thing worth noting here is that if you see this orange colored info section, info icon next to any application name, then tap on that, and here it says enable dark theme from Magisk settings. So I will show that to you why this is important. Then I'll go to messaging, package installer, Pixel launcher, choose below. So right now I am running on Pixel launcher 8.1 to 9.0. Now this you can get an idea. Basically I'm running Android 9, so I think so that's what it is trying to say. Pixel launcher, whether Pixel launcher is of 8.1 is the Android version, 9.0 is also the Android version, and launcher 3 I am not using that, and this is the rootless Pixel launcher. So if you don't get any option, if you don't understand what are the different options in a drop down menu, then just simply try and apply each of them and see which one works for you. Sometimes you will just get an idea on what each option is for. Now it's pretty much clear that you can see that I'm running Pixel launcher and I'm using Android 9.0, so it only makes sense to select this option. So I'll select that, and quick step, then recorder, settings. It says Oxygen OS users enable dark theme from settings if you are using Oreo, and color full theme if you are using Pi. This isn't applicable for us, so I'll just check that. I just have to enable the dark theme from Magisk settings as that infrared in for the Magisk Manager, so I'll do that later on. Setting suggestions, sounds, and then system UI. So another info card, select only your device and not a different one. Don't enable any options below if you are already using Android Pie. so I don't have to tinker with anything here, but still I'll show you the different options. What do the different options mean? So the notification background, white background. So if you are using a Samsung device, then just then select this option, white background for all other devices, and default notification background. So since I have been asked not to touch that option, I will just let the default notification background be. I will not even play around with this option. I'll just stick with the default notification background. And by the way, I had already selected what color I want for the notifications. I had selected what should be the color of for the background. So I think Flux will apply the black background. It will set the background color for the notifications to as black, because this is the option I had selected. This is only my guess later on, but we will see what Flux applies actually later on. So then we have got alright, sorry, I'll just change that back to default. Then we have got don't enable on Pi notifications UI, and again this is for all other devices. Disable round display corners, Pi only, Samsung Note 8 only, Samsung S7 to Note 7 only, Samsung S8 to S9 only. So this option is for only those devices. Don't enable on Pi notifications UI. So if you want to have a notifications user interface similar to that of Android Pie, then and this option is only for Android Nougat and Android Oreo. You can't use this option on Pie. If you want to have Android Pie style notifications all other devices, then I'm real sorry. What I meant to say is that don't enable on Pi the Pi notifications UI, I think, but it says here round display corners Pi only. So this can be a bit confusing at times on what the different options are for. So if you want to have Android Pie notifications on all other devices, and by all other devices we are obviously referring to devices that are not running Android Pie. So if you want to have Android Pie style notifications on Android Nougat and Android Oreo, then you can enable this option. If you want to disable the display corners, then you can enable this option. Rounded display corners, if you want to have that, then you can enable this option. Samsung Note 8 only, Samsung S7, and these are just device specific options. So I'll I think I'll go with the rounded display corners, and this option is for Android Pie only, so just keep that in mind. Next, I will select Android. I will select System UI navigation, and these are basically different types of navigation bar icons. I'm just going to stick with the default icons. And then we have got another info card. QS signal and battery tiles cannot be themed. Don't enable this overlay on .os ROM. Alright, so I am not using the network signal or the battery quick setting toggle, so I will just ignore that info card, and accent QS tiles Oxygen OS Pi only. So I'm not running that option, so I'll just enable this and I'll move on. Then I want to theme the System UI status bar icons. So now you can another thing that you can see is that there are different options are available for theming the different components of the System UI. You can theme the status bar icons. You can choose whether or not you want to change the look of the status bar icons. Then if you don't, you can also choose whether or not you want to theme the QS is basically a shortened form of quick settings, so you can choose whether or not you want to theme that. Then you can also choose whether or not you want to change the look of the navigation icons. System UI navigation is for that, and System UI is basically the background of that basically includes the quick settings panel, the power menu, the volume dialog boxes, and all that. All right, so that's what will happen when you change the background color of System UI, and System UI also includes the notifications. Then I'll select wallpapers, WhatsApp, and then it's another info card is there. WhatsApp beta is not supported. Please use the stable version if you are using a beta. All right, I'm already using a stable version, so this is not applicable for me. Then disable dark theme from advanced settings. Now if you don't know, then YouTube advanced is a modded version of the YouTube application. If you are just running the YouTube application, if you installed the YouTube application from the Google Play Store, then you don't have to worry about this. So default accent, or if you want to have the original accent red color, I will just be sticking to default accent. We will see how I will just be showing you on how I will show you how the look of YouTube will change. I'll just be covering that up, and then I also want to theme Substratum. So now that once you have selected all the overlays, then just tap on this floating action button and select build and update. Now when I tap on that, it will just take a while. And what Substratum is doing now, it is currently compiling all the overlays, and the next step that we have to do is to reboot our phones, and the step after that is to enable the theme, is to enable those overlays. So we can currently see that all the overlays have been compiled. Now I'll go back, and you can now see that restart your phone after applying the overlays. So I will now restart my phone, and then I'll get back. Okay, so I just rebooted my phone. Now I will go to Substratum, and alright, so okay, so probably a system year reset. Anyway, so moving on, now we have the third instruction is to go to the manager tab, select your overlays and choose change overlay states. Alright, so now we have to, I'll just tap on launch, then we'll go back. Now this is the manager tab. Now obviously it would be clear to you that the themes tab will show you all the themes that are installed on your phone, and via the manager tab you can change the state of the overlays that are installed. You can uninstall the overlays, disable the overlays, or enable the overlays. Now I had told you before that when we were in the themes tab, from here we compiled the overlays. Now we have, after you might have studied this in programming, that where you compile a program and then you run a program. So we have compiled the overlays now, and now we have to implement them, or you can consider that as running a program. So we have to enable the overlays, and you can once again we have this switch button. If you toggle this master switch, then all the overlays that are installed after all the overlays are compiled, they are installed. In fact, I'll just quickly go to settings, and I'll show you what I mean. So when I click on show all apps, and I might have to show system apps. Alright, so now you can see that we have got overlays. So this is, you can read the package name here. It is com.android.calculator2.flux.androidpy. So this is an overlay. Overlays are installed as applications, or they're not exactly applications, or basically you can consider overlays to be packages that are installed on the system. So, and you can consider these as apps too, I guess. And if you go to if you go to the list of all the applications in your phone, then these will show up here. So these do install as apps, and so I have already told you that overlays are agents that will apply the theme. So now we have to implement these overlays, that is, we have to enable them. So I have selected all the overlays, and now when I tap on the floating action button, now we have got the option for change overlay states, uninstall selected, disable selected, enable selected. So as that instruction read in that flux pop-up, that we have to select on change overlay states. And by the way, just notice that this color is orange right now, and orange color means that the overlays are deactivated. So so I'll just, firstly I will tell you what I was saying, and then we will get back. Okay, I will go to manager tab, and then I will select Substratum, and I will disable the selected overlay. Okay, so so as I was telling you, the orange color means that so it's doing a system UI restart. Okay, So as I was telling you, the orange color, this orange color means that an overlay has been installed but it isn't activated. Green color means that an overlay is installed and it is also activated. And this color scheme is carried over in the themes tab too. So now from here you can see that you can see that it's written that it is up to date, and 4.3.5 is the version of Flux. I think it also shows up when you long press on a theme's name. You can see that it shows up here 4.3.5. That is the version of the theme, and you can also from here you can rate the theme, and that will obviously open up Play Store. You can uninstall the theme, put a shortcut on the home screen of your launcher, mark the theme as a favorite and whatnot. Okay, so as I was telling you, the color scheme has been carried over here. You can see that we have got the green text color signifies that the overlay is activated, and when I will scroll down to Substratum, you can see that the layer, the overlay is installed but it's not activated. And currently Android system is not showing up because I'll just quickly change. I think we selected orange, right? So I'll select orange. The default notification text will remain as is, and then black AMOLED, and now you can see that we have a green we have the green text color for Android system. So basically the color combination was something other than this one before. Now after I changed the color values, then it says that I have already installed this overlay. Before that it was considering it wasn't able to make out that the installed overlay is same as the default overlay, right? So we had modified those values. That is why the text color was not green. Okay, so I think you get the point. And now I will quickly go ahead and enable the overlay for Substratum, and you can also enable or disable overlays for single apps, as you just saw me do. And now you can see that the accent color, as we had selected the accent color as orange, and now the accent color of Substratum has been changed to orange. And if I'll go home, then what I want to show you is the YouTube. So the accent color of YouTube is also now orange. And not just that, messaging, again the accent color is orange. Play Store, the accent color is once again orange. Gmail, again I'm yet to complete the setup. So again you can see that the accent color is orange. And when I open up Magisk Manager, now you can see that one thing that had been there in that info card was that I had to enable the dark theme for Magisk. So when I do that, after I enable the dark theme, this is what Magisk should have looked like, just as the other applications. So I'll go to the home page of Magisk, and Magisk looks just like the other applications now. So I think now you have an idea on how to use Substratum. So there were just a couple of other tabs that were remaining. Boot animations, you can obviously select if the theme offers you any boot animations, then this is the preview window. You will get a look of how the boot animation will look like, and then if you like it, you can hit this check mark and it will apply the boot animation. And some themes also come with the certain wallpapers, so if you like any of these, then you can enable them. And you get the option for choosing the wallpaper for the lock screen or the home screen, or if you want to apply it to both of them. And there you have that, the wallpaper. Okay, and yeah, I think that's all what I wanted to show you. The manager tab, I have already covered that up, and there are also options for if you want to search for an overlay, you can do that. And if you want to change the sorting mode, you can. There's also an option to restart the system UI from here. And another thing that is worth mentioning here is that after you apply a theme, after you apply an overlay to the system UI, then there will be a system UI restart. And in non-rooted phones, in most of the cases you have to reboot your phone to to have a look for the overlays to get applied. So if you are rooted, then in some cases then also you will have to reboot your device. But there are some custom ROMs that come with the Substratum commits built into in some ROMs. Substratum is built into the ROM, so in those ROMs you don't have to perform a reboot. The Substratum overlays are applied on the fly. You don't have to do any reboot or such, but for that you will have to custom ROMs are a completely different thing. You will have to see how to there are a couple of things that you have to look into custom ROMs. You will have to look whether the ROM is stable or not, whether there are any bugs, so that can be a bit time consuming. So if you are willing to spend time on that, then you can check out custom ROMs that support Substratum. There is a complete list of custom ROMs that are officially supported by Substratum, as you can see. And if you want to install those custom ROMs, then you can check out the XDA forums for your device. Just Google, say I can Google Redmi Note 3 XDA, and that will take me to the XDA forums for the Redmi Note 3, and there I can view the custom ROMs that are available for the Redmi Note 3. So moving on, next we have got the priorities tab, and here if you have applied multiple overlays for a specific application, for example we have currently applied multiple overlays for system UI, then from here you will be able to adjust their priority. Now I haven't used this much myself. I haven't found this much useful, but I think if you use overlays of different themes for the same application, then probably this can come in handy. And by the way, you can select overlays from different themes and try that out. In some cases the overlays will work, and the overlays of different themes will work with each other. They will be compatible, but in some cases it is also possible that overlays of different themes will not be compatible with each other. And always remember one thing, that you must always select you must always have Android system themed. You must have Android system is basically the base color. You can consider that as a base color, and if the colors that I had selected for Android system, you can see that those are the ones that have been applied across all the apps. So you should always have a base color, and in fact if you use suppose you are using you are theming Android system using Flux, so I will call Flux as the base theme, and then you can suppose if I use pitch black as the secondary theme. So I'll just quickly open pitch black, and as was in Flux, we will firstly select the Android version, and that is Pi 9.0, and now I will quickly select some apps that I want you to show that I want to show you that we can that the overlays that Flux can be used as a base theme, and we can use the overlays of pitch black over Flux as the base theme. So I think I will select let's go with Magisk Manager and messaging. So I will let the incoming bubble text color be white. I won't touch this, and I will tap on build and update. So there you have it, selected overlays updated. Now I have to reboot my phone, and then I'll be back. So I have rebooted my phone, and I'll quickly show you how messaging and Magisk Manager look right now. And now I will go to Substratum. I will go to Manager, and now I will scroll down, and you can see that we have the Magisk Manager and messaging overlays are right at the bottom. These are for pitch black, and above we have got the overlays for Magisk Manager and messaging for Flux. So firstly I will disable these, and yeah, so I have disabled these now, and now I will quickly go ahead and enable these two overlays. So yep, and we are done. Now when I will open up messaging, you can see that previously this bar was of orange color. Now it's black. This is how pitch black themes work, And now I will also open up Magisk, and there you can see that the menu bar, or whatever you want to call this as, this is gray. In Flux this was of orange color. So clearly you can see that the Flux is now the base theme, and we are using the overlays of pitch black over Flux as the base theme. So overlays of some themes will be compatible with others, so pitch black would be considered as the secondary theme. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can do, and let's head back to priorities now. So as I have said, if you use multiple overlays from different themes for the same application, then probably priorities will come in handy then, but I haven't found myself using this much. Profiles, now this is from here you can back up your existing overlays. You can I'll just read out the description. Backup, this function makes a copy of your currently enabled overlays list and places it in this path for safekeeping, and then if you have made any backup, you can restore that. Now I have already made a couple of backups. You can see that I have got a couple of them. Now the problem with this feature is that it requires you to have in all the overlays installed. In my testing, what I have found is that if the overlays are not installed, then it won't compile them for you and then enable them. What it does is it will enable already compiled overlays, and it will obviously enable you will obviously be using this feature if those overlays are disabled. So now I would have liked if the overlays would have also been compiled for me, and then they would have been enabled, but currently what I have found is that this feature only enables the existing or the overlays that are already compiled. So there's that. If you want to use this feature, you can do that. And settings, from here you can view the Substratum version. This is the latest build, 1015, and when you tap on that, you can view all the GitHub repository, the guys who are behind Substratum, and you can view the Substratum contributors, translators, layers contributors, and all that. Then system certification, I'm running Substratum in rooted mode, so that is what it shows. System platform, and then you can, if you want to manage notifications for Substratum, you can do that. Allow notification dots, you can enable or disable that. Then manage storage use. If you want to clear the cache, clear the saved logs, reset configuration, you can do all that stuff. And then there are all those sorts of settings. Basically now you can go through all the settings yourself. I think you will understand each and everything. There is also a description beneath each and every setting, so in case you don't understand, you can just go through the description, and still in case you don't get anything, then you can hit the comment section and I'll get back to you. And there's also a couple of themes are built into Substratum: default, automatic, and dark, so you can try them out if you want to. And then there is also a light mode, and lastly you can adjust the number of columns that you want. Currently that is set to as 2, as you can see. Now another thing that I want to mention is that there might be times when Substratum might screw up one of your apps. Say an app gets updated and then the Substratum theme stops working on that, and this happens many times that once an app is updated, then the Substratum theme that you are using that is not updated, so that Substratum overlay that is currently enabled, that won't work with the app. And it takes time for developers to update their theme with the new version of the app. So if it ever happens that one of the apps that you install and update to an app, and the Substratum theme hasn't been updated for that newer version of the app, then your app might crash and you might come across some bugs. Then you can just simply go to manager and disable that overlay for that particular app, and then when the Substratum theme gets updated, you can install that update and enable the new layers. So just keep that thing in mind, that I just want to mention that. That's another use of the manager tab. Alright, so I guess that's Substratum for you. I hope you guys were able to get an idea on how to get started with Substratum, and today I showed you how to apply Flux. Now this is the second episode of the Substratum showcase series, and I'll be making a video for this series every week, wherein I will be covering up a Substratum theme from the Play Store every week. So I will show you how to apply that theme, what do the different color values mean. Suppose say I open up AOSP UI dark blue gray, so tap on next, and this will basically check whether this is a licensed copy of the theme. And my internet is terribly slow right now, so I think that is what is causing it to take some time. In fact, I will just disable Wi-Fi, and mobile data is enabled, so hopefully that will work. Okay, so now you can see that each theme is based differently. Now if I show you Android system here, then we have got teal accent color and all that. We have got, this is basically the accent color, and then we have got notification accent forced to system accent, app specific notification accent. So here you can't change any background color, or as such you can't select any background color. So this might be confusing at times. So what I'll be doing in the Substratum showcase series is that every week I will be showing you, I'll be picking one theme every week, and then I'll be showing you how to apply it, what are the color combinations that you can achieve with it, what are the looks you can get with it, and what all the theme has to offer. Everything that is related to that theme will be covered. So yeah, if you want to get alerted about all those videos, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And I also upload custom ROM reviews. If you are into that, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel for that. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you like this video. If that was the case, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more such content. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day, take care, and I'll see you guys.